GI TV is brought to you by KWA, G&G Armament, Operation Lion Claws, Palco Sports, ICS, and Javelin Airsoft Gunworks.
What's up, GI TV? My name is Tim. Welcome back to another episode of Airsoft GI's Top Tech Challenge. This is a special boneyard edition of the Top Tech Challenge, meaning our techs are going to have only the boneyard to gather their parts and build their guns to the right specifications. Speaking of our techs, let's go meet them. We have Spencer, the Bicep Wessels, who is our reigning champion. He won the last Top Tech Challenge. Unfortunately, Spencer cannot bench 350 pounds anymore, but he's still a really strong guy. His opponent, Aaron, the Beard Mora, can play the bass, and he's still really good at it. Now, we're doing something new with this Top Tech Challenge. We have Frank, who is our head tech. He's been our head tech for a long time. He's going to be a judge in this Top Tech Challenge, judging the internal builds of each tech's guns. And we also have Daniel, who is our sales floor lead. He is our aesthetics judge. He's going to be judging how well the guns are put together externally and how complete they are. Co-hosting this Top Tech Challenge with me is going to be Bob the Axeman Hildebrand, who is actually with our techs right now. So let's get this party started.
All right, gentlemen, you understand what's about to happen?
Yes.
You prepared?
Yes.
Yep. All right, I feel like your beard is going to give you a slight advantage, whereas your muscles may hold you down, but we will see for the best. All right, gentlemen, start your builds!
All right, Spencer, now that you've started your build, tell me like what's going through your head, like what are the kind of parts you got? What's your idea?
Okay, so I kind of just grabbed a bunch of mech boxes that I knew were mainly complete, so at least I can hunt through them. I found one that has a decent looking piston, so the more mech boxes I had, especially if they're complete, the more parts I have to choose from.
Okay, so what your strategy is, let me see if I got this right, is you want to avoid running back to the boneyard as much as possible.
Yeah.
So you grabbed a bunch of parts that you thought you might be able to use.
Yeah. I found one in there, and there's a couple different kind of brands, so I can kind of mix and match and find the good parts out of them.
What kind of brands did you pick up?
JG, D-Boys, there's an ICS sport line in there.
JGD Boys. ICS sport lines, I believe, are the same mech boxes as the regular guns do, just with a plastic body, which is why they're sport lines.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent strategy.
So,
good luck.
All right, Aaron, it appears you have an AK. What's your strategy for this build?
Not much really. I just wanted to do an AK rather than doing an M4 since M4 is the most popular. So trying to do something different for once.
Yeah, that definitely is out of the box. Most people do use M4s. What's your strategy for at least how you're going to build on the externals and the internals?
Right now I'm just gonna get the gearbox open, get the guns apart, and see what I can use out of each gun, and just go from there.
All right, so basically take a look inside and see what you're dealing with. All right, well, I wish you the best.
All right, gentlemen, how is everything going here? Spencer, how you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
You?
Pretty good.
Okay, put your wrenches, well, neither of you have wrenches in your hand. Just put everything down for a second, real quick. We're gonna be doing something brand new for this Top Tech Challenge. It's gonna be the Top Tech Shootout. We're gonna set up a stage, actually we already have it set up. Very similar to our Iron Sight Pistol Challenge. You guys are gonna be shooting off against each other in the middle of your builds. The key thing about this, though, is that whoever wins the pistol challenge is going to get a brand new part that will help you in your build. Well, hopefully it'll help you. Frank is going to be choosing the part. We all know how Frank can throw his curveballs sometimes, so hopefully he doesn't give you like a VSR 10 bucking or anything. But let's over to the shooting range.
Gentlemen, go ahead and load your pistols. Go ahead and take a side picture if you need. Otherwise, get ready to shoot. All right, gentlemen, do we understand your course of fire?
Yes.
All right, give me a nod when you guys are ready. Ready? All right, shooters are ready. Stand by. What happened? Actually, he lost. You have one standing still. All right, we actually have an interesting turn of events here. The Bicep did not lock down all of his targets before he hit the stop plate, which gave Aaron the win automatically. The bicep got disqualified. So, time for the prize. We did notice that while you guys were building the airsoft guns, you guys were kind of a little bit down, needed a little pick-me-up. So, we got you a morale patch.
Thank you.
This is actually gonna be. There you go.
Thank you.
No, I was just kidding. What we actually got for you is this is a G&G AK wrist. Brand new for you. We did notice that you didn't have a wrist or anything like that, and the AK is a little hard to work on, so
Cool.
that helps.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the builds, guys.
All right, so that was our Top Tech shooting challenge. Now, Aaron, you just got a rail system for your AK build. How has that changed your build?
It hasn't really changed it too much. It's still going to be an AK. It's just now it's going to give it a little bit better look than the stock one that I was going to try to use. So mostly it's aesthetics and functionality for other like attachments.
Now, do you at least feel a little saucy for beating Spencer in a shootout?
I got lucky. My gun jammed up and he forgot to hit a plate. So I kind of won by default, but I'll take it.
Yeah, by default. All right, Aaron for the win. Now, Spencer, how do you feel after having lost to a guy with a beard?
Well, I feel like I'm kicking myself in the ass for doing something as stupid as leaving a plate up, but whatever, it happened. So.
Do you feel even slightly compelled to grow more facial hair?
If I could, I would.
Fair play. You heard it here first. Spencer cannot grow a beard. All right, well, continue your builds and best of luck. All right, so there's been a bunch of bombshells dropped recently. Apparently, Spencer cannot grow a beard and is part Asian, and also Aaron just won a part. So we're gonna follow up with our judges on this. How do you think their builds are going, Frank?
I think their builds are gone.
All right, now on to Daniel.
Yeah, they're still in the process of, putting everything together. It's nice that Aaron has that part, so he has actually something to work with. I definitely like that it was a rail system, so I mean, in terms of externally, that's definitely going to help him out and give him a little boost there. So we'll see how things are going, but they are progressing along.
Do you have any clear favorites so far, Frank?
Yeah, there's actually no clear favorite. It's kind of hard to really see what the final product is going to be, but I do see that Spencer is now testing his motor height, so it looks like he's testing the shimming over there.
All right, your thoughts?
I'm still waiting on kind of the external. So first, you got to make sure your gearbox is working before you actually put everything together. So I got to wait until they finish making a functional gun, and then I want to see what they're going to build and see how functional it's going to be, stocks and rail systems, etc. All the cool stuff. So I got a little more time to wait to see before I can actually kind of, lean one way or another.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Daniel. Thank you, Frank. We'll check back with you in a little bit.
Now, Spencer, as I was outside recording Aaron grab what seems to be a spring for his gun, you were Swiss cheesing your piston. Explain this to us.
It's gonna lighten the piston a little bit, not a whole lot, but it'll help with rate of fire, but only marginally, not a significant amount. But because it's lighter, the pickup energy from the gear, the sector gear engaging this, is gonna be a little less. So I did that, and then I took off the second tooth and trimmed the third tooth because I already set the AOE. So I'm gonna make sure that it has proper engagement with the sector gear so that it'll give it a little bit more durability.
Okay, now it doesn't seem like those things are going to affect your score, but you did it anyway.
I'm just used to doing it. Doesn't take that long, and it'll just help the gun overall.
Excellent. I like that. Gentlemen, looks like the builds are coming along nicely. The mech boxes are done and the externals are coming together, correct?
Yes.
All right, put your parts down. It is time for another Top Tech shootout. Follow me to the shooting range, please. All right, Frank, we have the second stage of the Top Tech shootout setup. Why don't you go ahead and explain what the course is like?
Okay, the shooters will be shooting at 2 modified Texas Stars. So the Texas Stars has 8 plates, or it's 5 plates. Normally these have 8. So that's about it.
The GI stars, then.
Yes, the GI Stars.
All right, go ahead.
So shooters, do we understand our first fire? Yes. Spencer, you must hit all the plates. All the plates must fall off of the tree before you engage the stop plates. Understand? All right, you're clear to handle. Load and make ready. All right, give me a nod when you're ready. The shooters are ready. Stand by.
We have the winner of our second Top Tech shootout, and it is Spencer, who happened to hit all of his targets. Frank, what has he won?
Okay. For the reveal, Spencer, you have won a Bravo hop-up unit and an R-hop.
Ooh, that's really going to help Spencer with his accuracy. Now, is that barrel already modified with R-hop in it?
Yes, it has already been modified.
Wow, that's going to save him a lot of time and increase his performance. You guys can go back to the tech bench. Thank you.
And we're back. We just had our second Top Tech shooting challenge, and well, Spencer was the winner on our GI Stars. Spencer, how do you feel?
Pretty good. As long as I just gotta remember to shoot all the targets.
In order, I believe, yeah. Now, why don't you tell us what Frank just gave you?
Okay, he gave me a Bravo hop-up unit and a R-hopped barrel. I'm not exactly positive of what brand barrel this is, but the R-hop is it's a shaved bucking, so it's flat on the inside, and then you fix a small rubber patch. Basically, it makes a more uniform pressure on the BB to add a better hop-up, and you get range out of it, basically.
Excellent. So our first Top Tech pistol shooting challenge was for the prize was externals, and the second one, prize is internals. So that'll definitely drastically change both of your builds. Now, Aaron, how do you feel being beaten with someone without a beard?
That's not a problem. It was pretty close. At least this time it wasn't a default.
Yeah, you didn't win by default.
Yeah.
Anyway, gentlemen, continue your builds, and we'll see you at the end of the match. So we've just finished with the Top Tech Challenge. We've got our judges here and our techs. We're going to go over a quick little lowdown on what they've done to the internals and the externals on their gun. Spencer, what did you do?
Well, basically, I started out the entire gun as just pieced together from a bunch of different brands of guns, JG, D-Boys, A&K, just a bunch of different stuff. Managed to find a rail, and I want to make sure I included a bunch of accessories for it and stuff like that. Mainly, the main thing in here is that this boneyard gun, so it's going to be...
Awesome, thank you. All right, now on to Aaron. What did you do?
I took a bunch of different AKs and threw them together. Got the rail from the first pistol challenge. Just decided to do something other than M4 that you usually see all the time.
That was enthralling. All right, now we're going to take you guys outside, do some things to you, and probably give your guns to the judges. So let's see what they think, and let's head outside, Tex. right, so our judges have finished deliberating. They've come up with their answers. We're going to go over the point system with Frank real quick.
All right, so for performance, you have a possible of 3 points total. For internal, you have 5 points possible total, and for external, you have 5 points possible. So, moving on, Spencer, I actually judged the internal portion of this, and because you showed a higher degree of difficulty and skill with your internal build, you actually got a 4 out of 5. Aaron, your internal build quality was you didn't have very many tricks to your build, but used the good old kind of tried and true, kind of methods to put the gearbox together. So I gave you an average score of 3 out of 5.
Excellent. All right, now, Daniel, you were looking at the externals. What did you find on each of these guns?
Yeah, so the things I was looking for completeness, imperfection, functionality, and the overall just kind of look of the gun. So with the AK, I think it was brought together really nicely. Everything was pretty much functioning the way it needed to be. So overall, Aaron, I gave you a 4. Aaron, it was a nice gun, but it is an M4. We see M4s all the time.
I think you meant Spencer.
Sorry, my apologies, Spencer. M4s you see all the time. So I mean, Aaron, had a little guts in actually doing something different. With the M4 as well, there were a few external features that were definitely a hindrance from it, where the bolt catch is actually missing a gas block altogether. So for that, Spencer, I gave you a 2.
Excellent. Now, Frank and Daniel, you guys both checked the performance of these on the firing range. You have some results from that, I believe?
Yes, okay, so the first category in the performance section was who can reach 350 FPS without going over. Spencer, your high was about 351. Aaron, your high was about 342 or so. So obviously, you went over 350 FPS, you will not be receiving any points for that category here, and you'll get a point for the 350 FPS. Or being below 350 FPS. The second category is what your guys' FPS ranges were, what kind of variations you had between your highest and your lowest FPS range. Spencer, you actually took this category. I think your variation was 6.3 FPS. Aaron, your variation was about 12.1. You actually had a shot chrono in at 333. Okay, so obviously, Spencer, you took this category. As far as accuracy at 75 feet is going to be the last category as far as that's concerned, with the R hop-up that you won installed into the barrel, you actually easily walked away with this with a grouping at 75 feet of about 4 inches. Aaron, your grouping at 75 feet was about 6 to 8 inches. So obviously you won the accuracy portion of the performance test.
All right, so just to clarify a little bit, Spencer got 8 points and Aaron got 8 points.
That's correct.
So I believe in gambling terms this would be called a push. Is that correct?
Yes, Bob.
Excellent. All right, well, for right now, we're going to go back to Tim in the studio to get the final results.
All right, so right about now, you're probably thinking to yourself, that's lame. They rigged the Top Tech Challenge so that they would tie. Actually, we didn't. I submitted the scorecards to Daniel and Frank off camera, and they came back to me with a score that was incorrectly interpreted, and it still ended up being a tie. So what I told them to do was redo the scoring the right way so that we could have a declared clear winner. And when they came back to me again, it still ended up being a tie. So what we're doing is we're going to push the winner of this Top Tech Challenge to the next event. We're going to have a revenge match between Spencer and Aaron in the future, and the winner of that Top Tech Challenge will be declared the winner for both. So make sure you stay tuned to GITV for the next Top Tech Challenge where we declare the winner. My name is Tim. Thanks for watching GITV.
Airsoft GITV would like to thank Condor Outdoor, Elite Force, Contour Camera, Aries by Z-Shot, G-Code Holsters, and Vism by NC Star.